Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kati. If you're new here, if you've been here before, welcome back. This is the Metaphysical page. Today I want to talk about state conditioning in order to attract what you want and manifest what you desire. Keep in mind that manifestation has existed for years, centuries. This is what we do. This is who we are. We are creators who came here to have a human experience at the lower dimensional plane. State conditioning can be also understood as a way to build an alter ego, okay? And Marilyn Monroe has done that. You have Beyonce, who has adopted an alter ego when she's on stage, Sasha Fierce. And we have so many actors that do that all the time. They inhabit a state in order to play a role, to display characteristics, or perfections or imperfections of a character that they want to play. So in the case of Marilyn Monroe, she conditioned, Mary, what's her real name? I think it's Mary Jane, and transformed herself into Marilyn Monroe. So you have stories of her, testimonies of people that witnessed her transitioning from Mary Jane to her Marilyn Monroe. All she had to do is say, "You want to see her?" And she would transform into the sex symbol and the beauty symbol that we have come to know her as, okay, Marilyn Monroe. And she did that flawlessly. And so this is what state conditioning is really about. It's the creation of this character, knowing this character to the point that you can design that character with the traits, with the features, with the way that you speak, your voice, your tone, the way you walk, and so on. So we'll get to decipher. We'll get to delve deeper into the whole notion of state conditioning. But for now, I just want to introduce that and help you understand that by creating this avatar, by creating an alter ego, you position yourself into the character who gets everything she or he desires or wants to manifest, okay? So I'm gonna make this video very quick and go over all the possible ways of you conditioning yourself so that you can have everything that you desire. I decided to do that not too long ago, and how I wanted to embody a character and become her so that I can start conditioning my nervous system and my subconscious into believing into the character that I want to be, because I wanted to attain a goal. So every day I would show up as that character. It's as if you're putting a garment on. You decide to put a costume on. When a clown decides to put a clown costume on, he's not going to go in there, acting like Superman. He's going to go in there and perform as a clown. When you put your Spider-Man outfit on, you will attempt to do and act as Spider-Man. So now I'm not recommending you go, fly from one building to another. All I'm just saying is that you study the character, the characteristics, the features, the traits, the habits, the manners, or whatever they are that comes with that character, and then you embody them until your subconscious mind is convinced that, hey, wait a minute, something is happening here. There is a transformation or a transmutation that is happening, and we need to get with the program. This is how the brain create reality for you. The external does not happen to your brain. Your brain creates that reality, and then little by little, or it could also be instant, as you get to do it more often and it becomes a habit, like a second nature, and then it automatically happens, like in the case of Marilyn Monroe, for example, or like when Beyonce gets on stage and she's like automatically Sasha Fierce. This is how you program yourself into becoming the person who desires something. Let's say that, let's go back to me, right? So I said to myself that I want to make $10,000 this month in my business, okay? So I have a candle business, okay? So every day I would repeat to myself that sales are coming through. And I would imagine or visualize the sales coming through where, you know, $40, $50, $100, $200, like, you know, they're like just coming, popping into my phone, right? And I started thinking and acting in the way of somebody who who's receiving, you know, that many sales, talking to clients, sort of like organizing the shipment process, researching the shipment process, looking at the different, you know, tax rates in different states, and so on. So I started really embodying the character of somebody who's bringing in $10,000 a month. Now, if I have $10,000 a month, it's not just me receiving the $10,000. I also have to circulate that $10,000. Now, what would I be doing? I would be paying my bills. If I had any debts, I would be covering my debts. If I wanted to go to a restaurant I wanted to try, I had the means to do it. So then, you know, I started little by little putting myself transitioning into that character. I was at that point, you know, somebody who was making six figures. You know, if I'm making $10,000, I'm not just keeping the $10,000. It's also circulating. I'm buying things, you know, I have the freedom, you know, to explore a bit more than I previously had. So when I go to the supermarket, for instance, I want to eat a piece of steak. I'm not thinking so much about the price because I'm budgeting my expenses here. I know that I can afford at least to eat, you know, like a nice piece of ribeye steak, you know, once a week or something. Let's just say that, right? So I'm not saying this to go out there and, you know, be in debt. It's just like a way of thinking. Is not the way of thinking of somebody who's making $500 a week. There's nothing wrong with making that. What I'm saying is, like, if this is what you desire, okay, so I'm thinking like somebody who can afford that, and I don't have to worry about it so much. Now, if you want to move up, you know, then you can start embodying those things. And if you don't know, you can research somebody who makes $200,000 a year. How do they spend their money? How do they circulate their money? Where do they invest? What are their day-to-day activities? You know, what do they do? And also another thing is, like, I would go to the gym, like working on my body. I work on my mind, you know, I work in my, you know, the state that I want to embody every day. And I walk with confidence knowing that I am her. I am already her. I turn her on, you know. And your body also, you have to pay attention to your body. And one thing you have to understand is that the body remembers more than the mind, or the body registers even better than the mind. So you store, that's this book called, you know, The Body Keeps the Score. Your body will remember how somebody made you feel, or how a situation made you feel, and you will reenact it, right, without, you know, subconsciously, right, without knowing or realizing. So you have to train your body to relax when you are embodying that character. Because the more relaxed you are in that state, the more the subconscious feels comfortable and says, or has the cue, how, like, oh, this is real, this is not fake. So we can embody that character. We can be in that state. Marilyn Monroe was not becoming her under stress. Otherwise, it's a conflicted character. You want to make sure that you are in a high state. When I say high state, I don't mean like happy and flying around like a butterfly. I mean that you are confident in knowing that, okay, I am stepping into that character right now. I'm putting on that garment or that costume. Let's go do this. And do it as if you are getting paid for that role. Like you are a real Hollywood actor who's getting paid. One of my favorite actors is Cillian Murphy. This man can play any character. And he even gives the characters their own zest. You know, like one of the characters that I like very much is from Peaky Blinders, Thomas Shelby. And they even said that he gave Thomas Shelby his own walk, you know, as a gangster, right, from Birmingham, you know, England. So imagine this is what you do. If you want to become that woman, you know, that is, you know, attractive to high value men, you can imagine how she walks, you know, a sensual sort of walk, right? A siren sort of walk. Do you want to be the mysterious, attractive woman? you can give her a walk, you know, drop your shoulders, lift your bring your head up, you know, smile, you know, have a gaze, like a horizon level gaze or something like that, right? If you want to embody the boss chick, you know, character, then study those characteristics, you know, the traits, the way they move, the way they talk, the way they listen, the way they act, you know, the way they spend their money, the way they invest their money. So start looking into these different you know, habits, and then play them, right? So that's what I started doing for myself. I said, okay, I put it down on my journal. This is the characteristics, this is the traits, this is the habits, this is the mindsets, you know, of that character that I want to embody, and then I'm going to play that role every day. Do it as if you are getting paid for the role of your life, and that you will get an Oscar for it, because the universe will give you that Oscar if you play the role well. If you want to play a role of a freaking broke ass, then the universe will reward you for that, and it will present to you broke ass moments, you know, and broke ass experiences. It's a delusion, because you don't see it yet, you know, but you are playing that role, right? You gotta do it, and then I guarantee you the universe will reward you. This is why they say that if there's a car that you want, go and test drive the car, and, you know, sit in it, smell it, you know, touch the wheel and everything like that. Before I got this car, I went into the dealership, I sat in the car, and I was like, this is the car that I want, and I got the car, right? And also, anything material, guys, you are above material stuff. Remember that. You have dominion over material stuff. So they perform for you. You do not have to perform for them. Now, when I'm talking about performing into the character that you want to become, that's a different story, because you have to remember that you are above everything. And this is how you attract everything to you, because that's what you are. You manifest. You're a manifester. You attract everything. You can find them in every single one of the laws of the universe, the hermetic laws, I mean. So this is what I want my channel to become more of, and, you know, help build that confidence. I don't know where this is going to take me. It's not because I am rejecting my roots, you know, when I don't talk about voodoo. It's just like, it's a very complicated subject that requires me to go so much deeper than I really want to. And I don't think I'm going to leave it alone. If people want to know, and I will be more than happy to share what I know. But for now, this is what I want to talk about. And I think this is a good subject for me, and I'm pretty confident about it. And I want to open it, you know, for a coaching session to build people's confidence up. Another thing, last thing I'll tell you, is that, you know, I lived in Haiti. I moved back to Haiti because I wanted to build a business. Mind you, I had no family, no immediate family over there anymore, and it's a crazy place, okay? But every day that I was there, I was playing a character. My alarm clock. I was playing a character as far as me winning. Even in dire situations, I was like, I get what I want. I get what I desire. I win. I'm here to win. Everything happens for me. So that was my mindset every day. And guys, I was able to build a 6-figure business. And I always say this, if I can make it in Haiti, you can make it anywhere. You are here in the United States, and, you know, or, you know, the part of the Western world, you can make anything happen for you. You decide that. You are the god of your reality. You are the main character. You are directing. You are the screenwriter. You do everything. If somebody comes up to you in a way that you don't like, flip the switch. Listen, you don't come up in this reality of mine in this way. You come up as I want you to come up, because I'm directing the scene here. So make sure that you are playing this role, like I said, like you are getting paid millions for it, like you are the highest paying actor on the planet right now. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I will have a list available for you of things that you could do every day to embody your desired character so that you can manifest everything that you want. I've been able to manifest things like I could have never, ever imagined. And damn, the only thing I say to myself is like, I wish that I knew this sooner. Not like I knew it, but I wish that I embodied that even more. You know, I just used it for fun and games until I realized that, holy shit, no, wait, this is not just fun and games. This is real. This is how we have everything. Okay, everything happens in the mind, and then it becomes matter in this reality, right? It's that easy. But you just need to structure your mind, condition your mind, in the way that's going to give you exactly what you want. So state conditioning is what it's going to be, and this is what we're going to talk about in this channel. Play that character like you are looking to win that Oscar. All right, guys, thank you for watching. God bless you, and let's continue to prosper together.